Let's talk about energy, okay? I'm delighted to be in North Dakota, a state where really you're at the forefront of a new energy revolution. Oil and natural gas production is up significantly in the last decade. Our oil imports have literally, frankly, been cut in half. That's something that nobody thought was going to be happening really for a very, very long time. But all of this occurred in spite of a massive new bureaucratic and political barriers. President Obama has done everything he can to get in the way of American energy for whatever reason. He's made life much more difficult for North Dakota as costly regulation, and I mean serious regulation, makes it harder and harder to turn a profit. If crooked Hillary Clinton is in charge, things will get much worse. Believe me, you've seen it. All you have to do is follow her career. She'll shut down energy production across this country. And by the way, she'll also, unrelated, abolish the Second Amendment. And we're not going to let that happen. That I can tell you. That I can tell you. And I appreciate, last week I got the endorsement of the NRA, and these are great people, and I appreciate that endorsement very much. Millions of jobs and trillions of dollars of wealth will be destroyed as a result. That's why this choice, and this is a very important choice, November, going to be so crucial. And here's what it comes down to. Wealth, serious wealth for people, for workers, for everybody, versus poverty. North Dakota shows how energy exploration creates shared prosperity. Better schools, more funding for infrastructure, which we really need throughout our country, higher wages, lower unemployment, things we've been missing for a long time. It's a choice between sharing in this great energy wealth or sharing in the poverty promised by Hillary Clinton. You don't have to take my word for it. Just listen to Hillary in her own words. She's declared war on the American worker. Here's what Hillary Clinton said earlier this year. We are going to put a lot of coal miners and coal companies out of work. By the way, her timing wasn't so good. The following week, she went to West Virginia. She didn't do too well there. But I love the people of West Virginia. We did. And I love the people of Pennsylvania. They don't like her too much, I can tell you. And if Hillary can shut down the mines, she can really shut down our whole country, and your business will be permanently, in many cases, permanently ruined. So let me tell you how President Obama undermined our crisis and our middle class. The president stated that it was his intent to eliminate oil and natural gas production in America, if you can believe this. His policy is death by 1,000 cuts through an onslaught of regulations. For instance, the Environmental Protection Agency's use of totalitarian taxes forces energy operators in North Dakota into paying unprecedented multi-billion-dollar fines before a penalty is even confirmed, which is actually rather hard to believe. Government misconduct goes on and on. The Department of Justice filed a lawsuit against 7 North Dakota oil companies for the death of 28 birds, while the administration fast-tracked wind projects that kill more than 1 million birds a year. Far more than 1 million birds, I have to tell you, far more. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service abuses Endangered Species Act to restrict oil and gas exploration. Adding to the pain, President Obama now proposes a $10 per barrel tax on American-produced oil in the middle of a downturn. And you've had a downturn, but we did hit $50 today. I will take credit for that. Harold, I want 10%. I want 10%, Harold. At least 10%. At the same time, I love you too, thank you. At the same time, President Obama lifts economic sanctions on Iran. He imposes economic sanctions on America. He's allowed this country to hit the lowest oil rig count since 1999, producing thousands of layoffs, thousands. America's incredible energy potential remains untapped. It's totally self-inflicted. It's a wound, and it's a wound that we have to heal. Under my presidency, we'll accomplish a complete American energy independence. Complete. Complete. And lots of jobs, lots of jobs. Imagine a world in which our foes and the oil cartels can no longer use energy as a weapon. Wouldn't that be nice? Be very nice. Going to happen if we win. But we're going to win. We're going to win. But President Obama has done everything he can to keep us dependent, and this is so important, on others. He wants us to be dependent on others. It's different thinking. It's from a whole different school. Let me list some of the good energy projects that he's killed. He rejected the Keystone XL pipeline, despite the fact that it would have created 42,000 jobs. His own State Department concluded that it would be the safest pipeline ever built in the United States, and it would have no significant impact on the environment. Yet, even as he rejected this, and this is really something because we have that great relationship with Canada, so he rejected the America-Canada pipeline. He made a deal that allows Iran, boy does he make bad deals with Iran, to transport more oil through its pipeline than would have ever flowed through Keystone, with no environmental review whatsoever. What are we doing? President Obama has done everything he can to kill the coal industry. That we all know. You just ask the people of Pennsylvania, ask the people of West Virginia. Look at what's happened there. It's horrible. Here are a few of President Obama's decrees. Regulations that shut down hundreds of coal-fired power plants and block the construction of new ones. How stupid is that? A prohibition against coal production on federal land. Draconian climate rules that, unless stopped, would effectively bypass Congress to impose job-killing cap and trade. A disaster. President Obama has aggressively blocked oil production of oil and national, and you just take a look. Every single move he's made is to block the production of oil and natural gas. He's taken huge percentages of the Alaska petroleum, and you take the reserve, he's taken it off the table. He's taken it completely off the table. Oil and natural gas production on federal lands is down 10%, which is pretty hard to believe. 87% of available land in the outer continental shelf has been put off limits, totally. Atlantic lease sales were closed down too, despite the fact that they would create, listen to this, 280,000 jobs and $23.5 billion in economic activity. President Obama entered the United States into the Paris Climate Accords unilaterally and without the permission of Congress. This agreement gives foreign bureaucrats control over how much our energy and how much we use right here in America. So foreign bureaucrats are going to be controlling what we're using and what we're doing on our land in our country. No way. No way.